Welcome to Enlighten Wisdom, beloved souls. Chosen ones, what I'm about to reveal will stir something deep within you. If you're here right now, know that it's not by chance. You were meant to hear this. Something incredible is unfolding in your life, a divine orchestration beyond what the eye can see. Let them cast their stones, for every one they throw only builds the foundation of the throne you are destined to sit upon. While they drown in their own bitterness, you drink from the cup of destiny. Deep within, they know the crown was never meant for them. That's why they despise you. A rising star does not need permission to shine, and neither do you. You weren't chosen for an ordinary existence. You were meant to stand out, to ascend, to disrupt the comfort of those who fear greatness. Their envy burns because they cannot touch what was divinely assigned to you. No matter the lies they spread, the traps they set, or the obstacles they construct in your path, none of it can override destiny. Every fake compliment, every insincere smile, every hidden dagger in their words, it's all seen, all recorded by the universe. Karma never forgets who must learn a lesson. The power you carry doesn't intimidate them because you're loud or boastful. It terrifies them because you are unstoppable. You do not break under pressure. In fact, every time they believe they've backed you into a corner, you rise stronger. That kind of resilience unravels them. Your success is like salt in their wounds, and every scheme they devise only amplifies your victories. Let's be clear. You are not the villain in their story. They are the architects of their own downfall. The more they try to hinder your blessings, the heavier their own burdens become. Every ounce of energy they spend plotting against you only tightens the snare around their own feet. Karma does not simply punish, it delivers justice with precision. And when the moment arrives, it will not be silent. It will be loud. It will be undeniable. They wielded their jealousy like a weapon, but in truth, it was their own undoing. Reflect on this. Every second they waste despising you is like swallowing poison, believing it will harm you. But you do not suffer. You ascend. They dig their own graves while you continue to rise. That is what it means to be chosen. You are a force beyond containment, a light that refuses to dim. And here lies the ultimate irony. While they fixate on your downfall, they sabotage their own ascent. Their jealousy blinds them, keeps them shackled in a cycle of bitterness while you move forward as an unstoppable force. Your existence is proof that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. They may secretly wish to be like you, but instead of learning from your journey, they choose to resent it. Instead of growing, they remain stuck. They choose to stay in the shadows, trapped by their own envy. That is the fundamental difference between you and them. You were chosen, destined to rise, while they remain stuck in their bitterness. Let them talk, let them plot, let them doubt you. The universe is already shifting in your favor. Their downfall is inevitable, not because you seek revenge, but because of their own actions. Karma is a mirror, and when they finally see their reflection, they won't like what stares back at them. Stay steady, chosen ones. Your light is too strong to be dimmed. Their jealousy is nothing more than fuel for the fire that will consume them. And you, yes you, the unstoppable, unshakable chosen one. Thank you for standing strong, for walking this path with power and confidence. Whether you are just beginning this journey or have walked it for years, your energy keeps this movement alive. If you're ready to step fully into your power and rise above the noise, then show the world. Drop an 88 in the comments, hit that like button, and claim what is rightfully yours. Now let's break this down step by step. If you are truly chosen, you won't look away. You'll feel it. You'll know this message is for you. Stay with me. The moment someone digs a pit for the chosen, they are the ones who fall in twice as deep. The louder they laugh, the harder they fall. Their schemes always return to them, but this time, the impact is greater than they ever anticipated. The weight of their jealousy will crush them, not because you fought back, but because karma never misses. Karma is patient. It never rushes its work. The moment they moved against you, whether through lies, manipulation, or sabotage, they unknowingly set a trap for themselves. Their deception was never going to harm you. It was always meant to turn against them. That is the power of being chosen. The universe fights for you in ways they cannot even begin to comprehend. And here's the irony. Karma doesn't just bring down their lies, it exposes them for all to see. The same people who once cheered them on, who believed their false words and mocked you, will witness the unraveling of their deception. They will watch as the mask slips, and when that happens, those same people will turn their backs on them. Nothing burns more than a reputation collapsing under the weight of its own dishonesty. But you don't need to lower yourself to their level. You don't need to play their games. While they waste their energy trying to block your path, you continue to rise. That is what it means to be chosen, to be protected in ways they can't comprehend. While they are consumed with trying to bring you down, karma is making sure they fall into their own traps. Picture it like this. Their plots against you are like sandcastles at the edge of the ocean. And karma? Karma is the tide. No matter how much they try to hold on, the waves will always come in and wash it all away. It's not revenge. It's simply how the universe works. The energy they put out always comes back, and when it does, it strikes with perfect timing. Maybe they sit there frustrated, wondering, why isn't this working? Why can't I take them down? The answer is simple. You are untouchable. Your spirit was built for something greater, something they will never understand. Every attempt to stop you only strengthens you, while their own envy pulls them further into darkness. And here's what makes it even better. Karma loves an audience. It doesn't just balance the scales in silence, it ensures that everyone sees. The same people who doubted you, the same ones who laughed at you, will witness the downfall of those who tried to harm you. Their lies will collapse in front of everyone they sought to deceive. That is what it means to be chosen. You don't just survive their attacks, you thrive in spite of them. And their failure? It becomes a lesson for all who are watching. Karma's justice is never quiet. It is not subtle, it is loud, undeniable, and inescapable. And when their world crumbles, you will still be standing. They won't be able to blame you. Instead, they'll be forced to face the undeniable truth that they were their own worst enemy all along. And the best part? You never had to chase revenge, you never had to lower yourself to their level. You stood firm, focused on your path, while karma took care of the rest. That is the power of being chosen. You're not just protected, you're elevated. Every attack against you becomes another stepping stone on your journey. Every lie they spread only drags them further down into their own web of deception. So let them watch. Let them sit in their frustration, wondering why their plans backfired. Karma ensures that their downfall is just as loud as their envy once was. The echoes of their regret will last far longer than their laughter ever did. And you? You will still be standing, still thriving, still chosen. Because in the end, their failure is karma's masterpiece, and your success is the final stroke that completes it. Dear chosen ones, your love and support inspire us to create meaningful content just for you. If our efforts have touched your heart, you can show your appreciation by clicking the Super Thanks button on your YouTube screen. Every bit of your kindness fuels our journey, and we are deeply grateful for each one of you. As time passes, they begin to realize that your strength is not just a defense mechanism. It is a mirror reflecting their own insecurities. The contrast between your unwavering dignity and their festering bitterness becomes clearer with every passing moment, making their discomfort unbearable. The true power of karma lies in its effortless execution. You don't need to retaliate, seek vengeance, or stoop to their level. The universe takes care of it for you. While they remain trapped in their cycle of envy, your resilience and growth are put on full display for the world to see. They anticipated your downfall. They expected you to react impulsively, to lose focus, to crumble under pressure, but instead they are forced to witness your steady rise, achieving far more than they ever imagined. Your success is undeniable, built on a foundation of perseverance, discipline, and self-respect, not deceit or destruction. And deep down they know it. They may never say it out loud, but they feel it. Every time they face failure, every time they miss an opportunity because they were too fixated on your progress instead of their own. Their jealousy was a shackle, chaining them to mediocrity, while you continued to move forward with purpose. That realization isn't just humbling, it's utterly crushing. Karma doesn't just make them reflect, it forces them to confront the painful truth. Their actions didn't just attempt to harm you, they sabotaged themselves. Every ounce of energy they wasted trying to dim your light could have been used to elevate their own lives. Yet now they are left with nothing but the heavy burden of regret, watching you thrive on the very path they tried to obstruct. At this point, respect is no longer optional for them. It's the only way forward. Not because they've had a sudden change of heart or have become your biggest supporter, but because they can no longer deny the power of your approach. Your ability to rise above their tactics without engaging in their pettiness delivers a lesson they cannot ignore. They begin to understand that the arrogance they once clung to was their greatest weakness, while your self-respect became your greatest strength. And for you, this victory requires no words. It is a silent triumph, proof that staying true to your purpose always prevails. And for them? A hard truth they will never escape. It is an excruciating reckoning, a harsh reality check that shatters their entire perception of power. Karma doesn't just humble them, it rewires their very understanding of the world. It forces them to see that respect is not merely earned, it is inevitable. And whether they like it or not, that truth will follow them for the rest of their lives. Karma's clock never rushes. It strikes when they least expect it. The slowest blade cuts the deepest, and karma wields it with precision. Unlike your enemies who operate from desperation, scrambling to sabotage you at every turn, karma is patient. It waits, calculating the perfect moment to deliver its lesson, ensuring that when the blow lands, the impact is irreversible. That is the beauty of karma. It doesn't just restore balance, it ensures that their downfall is as spectacular as their arrogance once was. The irony is almost poetic. They move through life convinced that they are winning, persuading themselves that their schemes and manipulations have gone unnoticed. They bask in the illusion of security, believing their deceit carries no consequences. They grow comfortable in their temporary success, blind to the fact that karma has been silently setting the stage all along. And when karma finally acts, it doesn't come as a minor inconvenience. It is total devastation. The ground beneath them crumbles, and they are left standing amid the wreckage of their own misdeeds. Karma strikes where it hurts the most, ensuring that the lesson is unforgettable and deeply personal. Maybe they lose an opportunity they will never get back. Maybe a relationship they took for granted is now beyond repair. Or perhaps the reputation they so carefully constructed is shattered beyond recognition. Whatever the consequence, it is specifically tailored to force them into self-reflection. Every downfall they experience is a direct result of their own choices. This isn't about petty revenge. Karma's purpose isn't to humiliate them, but to make sure they truly understand the price of their actions. And this lesson? It doesn't come with a simple slap on the wrist. It cuts deep, leaving a scar that lingers long after the moment has passed. When they finally take a step back and ask themselves, "How did I end up here?" the answer will always lead back to their own decisions, their deceit, their bitterness, their relentless obsession with your downfall. And while they pick up the shattered remnants of their misguided actions, you continue to rise, unaffected and unbothered. Karma ensures that the chosen ones remain untouched, their light unshaken by the darkness others try to cast upon them. The contrast is undeniable. While they spiral into self-inflicted chaos, you ascend with grace. Jealousy is a debt they cannot afford, and karma is the ruthless collector. They signed this contract in invisible ink, unaware that when the time came to pay, the cost would break them. Their envy was never just a fleeting emotion, it was a slow poison, corrupting their lives from the inside out. Each moment they spent plotting against you was another step toward their own undoing. And now, they must face the consequences they never saw coming. They allowed jealousy to consume them. This wasn't just a fleeting moment of bitterness, it was a deliberate choice, a slow and calculated construction of their own downfall. And karma never forgets a debt. The price of envy isn't just steep, it's insurmountable. They convinced themselves that their resentment toward you was justified, that they could control their jealousy. But jealousy is never passive. It infiltrates the mind, clouds judgment, and slowly erodes any chance of genuine happiness. And the most tragic part? The negativity they projected toward you never even reached you. Instead, it rebounded, growing stronger, amplifying in power, until it became a force of destruction in their own lives. Every lie they spread about you, every scheme they devised, every word of bitterness spoken behind your back. It was like planting seeds in their own garden. But instead of blooming into success, those seeds grew into a tangled overgrowth of self-inflicted misery. They believed they were working against you, but in truth, they were sabotaging themselves. Their obsession with watching your every move kept them stagnant, trapped in an endless cycle of comparison, blinded to their own potential. Meanwhile, you remained untouchable. Their gossip didn't derail your journey. Their shade didn't dim your light. Every ounce of energy they wasted resenting you only became fuel for your success. Without realizing it, they strengthened your resilience, propelled your progress, and cemented your position even further. That is the power of being chosen. No external force can break what is destined to shine. Karma plays the long game. It does not rush to deliver justice. Instead, it lets them sit in their misery, allowing their own envy to corrode their peace, their friendships, and their self-worth. Their jealousy becomes a prison, and the cruelest part? They are the ones holding the key, yet they are too blind to see it. Every act of malice they directed at you was another chain binding them, tightening with every moment of hatred they harbored. By the time they realize what has happened, it is too late. They are trapped in the ruins of their own making, forced to watch helplessly as you continue to flourish. And when karma finally collects, it does so without mercy. The damage they inflicted upon themselves is irreversible. The bridges they burned in their pettiness cannot be rebuilt. The time they wasted, consumed by jealousy, can never be recovered. They thought they were undermining you, but in reality they were bankrupting their own future. Every attempt they made to push you down became a stepping stone for you to rise higher. Their jealousy was like a storm meant to shake you, yet all it did was make your roots grow stronger. Karma has a way of turning their hatred into the very force that propels you forward. The same roadblocks they set in your path became the training ground for your resilience. And while they are left drowning in the chaos of their own making, you rise, unshaken, untouched, and unstoppable. Everything they spread about you only expanded your reach. The energy they wasted trying to break you became the very force that elevated you. And karma makes sure they see it all. There is no escape from the lesson they must learn. They will have front-row seats as every attempt to hinder you backfires spectacularly. The harder they tried to bury you, the higher you soared. While they are left grappling with the consequences of their own toxicity, you remain untouchable, a living testament to the truth that no amount of envy, no scheme, no malicious intent can stop someone who is destined for greatness. Karma always delivers, and when it does, the echoes of its lesson are deafening. Karma operates in silence, moving with a precision that requires no effort on your part. You don't have to seek revenge, you don't have to retaliate. Karma does the work for you. It ensures that balance is restored in the most poetic way. It doesn't rely on dramatic confrontations or loud outbursts. Instead, it weaves an intricate web of consequences, trapping those who sought to harm you in the very schemes they created. The traps they set for you? They become the very obstacles that trip them up. They believed they were in control, that they held the upper hand. But karma is always a step ahead, orchestrating their downfall with ruthless efficiency. Their actions against you were never unnoticed. Every lie, every manipulation, every act of jealousy was recorded, silently building up to the moment when everything would turn against them. And as they struggle in silence, you rise, higher than ever, untouchable, unbothered. Karma doesn't need an audience. It doesn't seek applause or approval. It works quietly but effectively, ensuring that in the end, everyone receives exactly what they deserve. Obsession is the slow poison your enemies willingly consume, believing that their fixation on you gives them power. But the truth? The more they focus on you, the less they focus on themselves. Instead of building their own success, they waste their energy watching your every move, analyzing your every step, and hoping for your downfall. But while they obsess, you progress. While they drown in envy, you build. Their obsession blinds them, trapping them in a never-ending cycle of bitterness and regret. And in the end, they will watch your victories with resentment, never realizing that their attention only fueled your rise. The energy they pour into tearing you down could have been used to elevate themselves, but instead, it becomes their burden, an anchor that keeps them stagnant while you soar. Karma steps in, ensuring that their obsession becomes their punishment. It doesn't need to intervene directly. Their own choices set the stage for their suffering. They miss opportunities because they're too busy watching yours. They push people away with their negativity, ruining relationships and burning bridges. They become so consumed with trying to undermine you that they fail to notice the cracks forming in their own foundation. And when they finally recognize the damage they've done to themselves, it's too late. You were never the problem. Their inability to focus on their own journey was. But by the time they come to this realization, they find themselves left behind, watching you succeed while they remain stuck in the same bitterness that has held them back from the start. The harder they try to dim your light, the more karma exposes their true nature. Jealousy is not a strength. It's a weakness disguised as power. Your enemies don't resent you because of what you have. They resent you because of what they lack. Every attempt they make to sabotage you only magnifies their own insecurities. They spread lies to turn others against you, but karma ensures that the truth is revealed in the most humiliating way. They fuel rumors only to watch as those very whispers unravel their credibility. The harder they push against you, the harder they fall. They wanted to see you fail, yet all they did was create the perfect conditions for their own downfall. Karma has a way of bringing truth to light at the most inconvenient time for your enemies. The cracks in their carefully crafted facade become undeniable, their weaknesses laid bare for all to see. The people who once believed their lies now see through the act, realizing that the person they tried to demonize was never the villain. Their credibility crumbles, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Meanwhile, you continue to rise. Their schemes, their bitterness, their desperate attempts to drag you down, all of it fails because you refuse to be moved by their negativity. Every success you achieve is a silent reminder to them of what they could have had if only they had focused on their own growth instead of obsessing over you. But that's the beauty of karma. It forces them to confront the truth they've been avoiding all along. And once they see it, there's no escaping it. The arrows they shot at you never reached their target. Instead, they ricocheted back with ruthless precision. That's karma's masterpiece, the ultimate backfire effect. They believed they were untouchable, that their schemes were flawless. But karma was watching all along, waiting for the perfect moment to turn the tables. The lies they spread, the opportunities they tried to steal, the doors they slammed shut in your face, all of it comes back to haunt them. They thought they had won, that they had successfully made your life difficult. But just as they begin to celebrate their perceived victory, karma delivers its blow with devastating accuracy. Every action meant to harm you only accelerates their downfall. They fail to realize that by putting negativity out into the world, they were writing the script for their own misfortune. The very doors they shut on you become the doors that are forever closed to them. The trust they broke in others becomes the foundation of their own isolation. They thought they were orchestrating your failure, but in reality, they were setting themselves up for their own destruction. And the most brutal part? They never see it coming. It's almost laughable how they believe they can escape the consequences of their actions. But karma never forgets. It waits for the perfect moment when they are at their most confident, their most smug, and then it strikes with force, because the true punishment is not your revenge. It is their own undoing. It's watching you thrive despite everything they tried to do. Your success becomes the lesson they can't escape. While they were consumed with tearing you down, you were building yourself up. And now, they have no choice but to watch you rise. Karma ensures that they face the reality of their choices in the most undeniable way. By making you the living proof that their efforts were futile. You didn't have to fight back, you didn't have to play their game. And yet, you still won. That is the ultimate karmic lesson. Their envy didn't destroy you, it only exposed them. Their hatred didn't stop your progress, it only fueled it. The more they tried to break you, the stronger you became. And now, they are left with nothing but the realization that their downfall was never caused by you. It was the result of their own choices. The very person they sought to defeat has become the example they now need to learn from. But for them, it's too late. They wasted too much time focusing on the wrong things, and now they are trapped in the consequences of their own making. Karma's justice is precise and undeniable. It doesn't need loud proclamations or dramatic scenes. It simply ensures that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And as your enemies struggle to understand why everything is falling apart for them, you continue to rise, unbothered and unstoppable. So let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them sit with the weight of their own choices. Karma has spoken, and its lesson is clear. Those who seek to harm others will always be the architects of their own downfall. Keep moving forward. Keep shining. And let karma handle the rest. To my beloved chosen family, your love inspires us to create meaningful content just for you. Thank you for being here, for your support, and for standing strong in your purpose. This journey is ours to walk together. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlighten Wisdom.